In 1978, in a cave near El Minya, Egypt, a farmer found a coffin for a book. Not just any book. A heretic's book. A text so dangerous, the early church tried to bury it with its author. When scholars pieced together its crumbling pages, they realized why. This was the Gospel of Judas, and it begins with a line that rewrites history, the secret teachings Jesus spoke to Judas Iscariot. Judas. The traitor. The devil. The man whose name became synonymous with betrayal. But what if we've been wrong? What if Judas wasn't a villain, but the only disciple Jesus trusted with the truth? The Gospel of Judas doesn't begin with silver coins or a kiss. It begins with a secret. Late one night, Jesus pulls Judas aside and says, "You will exceed all of them. For you will sacrifice the man who clothes me." Judas recoils. Why me? Jesus answers, because you are the 13th spirit, the one who sees beyond the stars. This isn't betrayal. This is apotheosis. Jesus isn't asking Judas to sell him out. He's asking him to set him free. Because according to this gospel, Jesus' body is a cage. A prison of flesh built by a false god, a blind, lion-faced serpent named Yaldabaoth, who rules this corrupted world. To return to the true God beyond the stars, Jesus' spirit must escape his body. And Judas is the key. Imagine the weight of this. Judas isn't just a disciple. He's a cosmic accomplice. The only one strong enough to bear the curse of history's hatred. The only one who understands that salvation isn't about faith, but rebellion. By 180 AD, the church declared this gospel satanic. Bishops raged, "Burn it! Erase it!" Why? Because Judas' story threatened their entire power structure. Think about it, if Judas was following Jesus' orders, then the cross isn't a symbol of sin and salvation. It's a prison break. And if Jesus' death wasn't about atonement, what's left of the church's authority? So they rewrote Judas. Made him a demon. A warning. They twisted his kiss into a symbol of greed, not courage. They turned his name into a curse. But in 2006, carbon dating proved the Gospel of Judas was written in the 2nd century, as old as the New Testament itself. So who's the real liar? The heretic, or the church? In his gospel, Judas has a vision. He sees the disciples, Peter, Matthew, the rest, kneeling before a monstrous idol. "Why are you worshipping this false god?" Judas cries. But they don't hear him. They're trapped in a lie. Jesus explains, "These men think they serve God. But they serve the ruler of this world. Only you, Judas, see the truth." The truth? This world is a simulation. A flawed copy ruled by a jealous demiurge. And Jesus? He's a refugee here, a spark of the true God, stuck in flesh. Judas' betrayal isn't treason. It's a mercy killing. By handing Jesus over, he's not ending a life, he's opening a door. Today, Judas is having his day in court. Martin Scorsese painted him as a tragic hero, torn between love and duty. Philosophers ask, was Judas the first existentialist? A man forced to choose between two hells? Gen Z memes declare, Judas did nothing wrong. But the real question isn't about Judas. It's about us. Why do we need villains? What happens when the monster was the martyr all along? Maybe because Judas holds up a mirror. He's every person who's ever been scapegoated. Every rebel who's ever been rewritten as a traitor. Every truth-teller silenced by power. The Gospel of Judas ends with a warning, "They will come to rule over you in my name." Was Jesus predicting the church's corruption? Or telling Judas that history would damn him? Either way, the curse lives on. Because even now, we still don't know. Was Judas the noblest disciple, or the greatest fool? But maybe that's the point. To make us ask, who's the Judas in your story? And what truths are you afraid to betray? History is written by the winners. But the truth? It's buried in the desert. Subscribe to dig deeper. This is just the beginning. The past isn't done with us.